So are you looking for an active investing side gig, something that you can use to become financially free and generate passive income? And if so, maybe you see these articles and on social media around the newest thing, vending machines. Okay, vending machines is pretty cool because you can do it as a side hustle. It's pretty cheap to get started. A lot of people are getting, are basically touting that it's easy to get into and become financially free. But let me tell you that it's not going to work. Okay, I'm going to go deep into why it doesn't work. And then I'm going to give you some alternatives to that, and I'll tell you the one that I like best. Hey, my name is Michael Blank, and I help people become financially free with real estate. All right, so if you're an active investor, you're looking for a side gig to generate passive income, you're looking for several things, right? You want to make money while you sleep. That's awesome. And you can do that so that you can quit your job and do whatever you want. And so vending machines appear to be just the tickets. And the pros for that is obviously low buying costs, right? It's easy and cheap to get into. You can buy a used machine for $1,500. And in fact, you can make money while you sleep. The problem is, it's not really passive, is it? Because someone's got to get the change out of the machine and restock it. There's also yearly maintenance you have to do. And then you have to buy and store inventory for the machines as well. There's risk of loss because of poor location, right? If you put it in the wrong location, you may not actually make money. And even if you do make money, it has kind of a low revenue. So if you study some of these social media and the articles, interviews with people, it makes about $525 per month, the average with 100% markup. So that you can make about $250 per month with one machine. So that's pretty cool. Now, how many machines would you need to cover your living expenses? Well, it depends on how many you need, right? $250 per machine with one machine, but you're running around, so you need what? 10 to get $2,500. You need 20 for $5,000, right? $5,000 a month is 20 machines. And so it's going to be difficult to scale. But maybe you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad like I did, and you want financial freedom. And the solution, of course, in that book was real estate. So for me, in my chase of financial freedom, we didn't have vending machines back in the early 2000s, right? So we had Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So I decided for me to flip houses. And I got to say, if you're seeing these things like vending machines, stuff like that, I call it kind of chasing shiny objects, and it's kind of what I did. So, I don't want to throw stones here, but that's because I did. But, flip houses like everybody's doing on TV. And it's a little bit like a vending machine biz op because it's relatively easy to get into using hard money loans, but it's still a lot of work, and it's not passive at all. Now, if I wanted something a little more passive, maybe I can start building a portfolio. I can do landlording, follow the Burr method, which is better in that respect. That's also less work, but again, not easy to scale. If you can make, again, with a single house, you can make $250 per month in cash flow, which would be generous, like the vending machine, okay? Then how many of those do you need? Well, at the time, I needed $10,000 per month because I had a software job making six figures, so I needed 10 grand a month. And if I'm making $200 of rental property, I'd need 50 of those, right? So same thing with you, need 50 vending machines to make $10,000 a month. Holy smokes. So it really wasn't what I needed it to be. But let's really kind of reflect on what is it in a passive investment. If you're gonna do a side gig, what are you looking for? Like, what are the boxes that need to check? Number one, it needs to be, passive. So it's gotta be the least amount of work possible. Now, there's no such thing as no work at all. That's ridiculous. Okay, but it's gotta be less work or leverage work. Most of it should be outsourceable. Number two, I want it to be less risky. Therefore, I want it to be relatively recession resistant. I want it to be resistant against vacancy loss or market loss or anything like that. And then number three, I want it to be scalable, right? I don't want to have to do 100 of them. I want to do a handful, and I want to be able to scale it up very quickly for there. So at this stage, vending machines really don't check those boxes. And frankly, single family house investing doesn't either. But there is something that does. An asset that can be outsourced, which is less work on your end, and stays strong through times when people aren't buying snacks, and it's easily scalable. That solution is multifamily apartments. Now, that sounds a little odd, okay, but bear with me for a second. The reason I've come to this conclusion is that I've done almost everything under the sun. Well, I haven't done vending machines in my defense, but I've done software. I've gotten into restaurants. I flipped houses, I landlorded houses, I wholesaled houses, got into apartments. I traded stocks and options for a while, all in my pursuit of financial freedom. Yeah, because you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you're like, how do I get myself some? So I call myself the crash test dummy of financial freedom. And through all of those things, multifamily apartments has bubbled up to the top. Number one, it's much less risky, right? First of all, there's a lot of demand for affordable housing. Well, you can't build more affordable housing. It's too expensive. So no one's making any more affordable housing. So there's increasing demand. It has performed extremely well over the last decades in recessions. Number three, it produces cash flow. And that's very important. So does vending machines as well. And I get tax benefits. All real estate give tax benefits, but with commercial real estate, they're even greater than that. Now, you might be saying, this is all pretty cool, Michael, but what about my ability to get into it? Vending machines, I need $1,500. Apartment building, I need $1 million. Well, okay, fair enough. You need a little bit more money to get in, but the thing that you're maybe not considering is that it doesn't have to be your money. It is going to be other people's money. Now, why would other people want to give you money? And the reason they want to give you money, first of all, they're not giving you money, they're investing with you, is because people with money have a problem. They have a problem. They're trying to get yield. They're trying to pay less taxes, and they're trying to get cash flow because they also want to quit their job, right? And so the stock market doesn't solve those problems for them, but real estate, specifically apartment buildings, that solves all three of those problems. So if you learn the art of investing in apartments, and I'd love to teach that to you, like I'm doing now on our YouTube channel, as well as our yellow book called Financial Freedom with Real Estate, once you learn it, you want to share that with other people who have money. And they're going to be like, my goodness, where have you been all your life? Because this is exactly what I've been looking for. So that to me is the best way. And you're going to use other people's money, and you don't need years of investing experience. In fact, within 30 days of a little education and building a team, which is easily learned, you will sound like an experienced investor, someone who brokers take seriously, investors take seriously. And so that is the ticket. And right now, I just want to have an open mind toward this stuff. I don't want you thinking, I can't do this. I don't have the experience. I don't have the money. Check out my Apartments 101 Masterclass. It's 3 or 4 videos long. It's free. Just watch all 4 of them, all 4 videos, and just keep an open mind, because it is the ticket. I've done so many things myself, and we've taught hundreds of people how to get into apartment buildings for the very first time. They've never done it before. They learned money, they did a deal, and within 1 and maybe 2 years at the max, they have replaced their income. There is no biz op on the planet that can match the effectiveness of apartment building investing. So check out the Masterclass as well. Don't chase shiny objects. Okay, follow the thing that has worked, and the thing that has worked for hundreds of different people is apartment building investing, raising capital, building a team, and building up a portfolio. So hopefully that find useful and maybe shave some years off your retirement plan. Catch you next time.